Hi everybody, I'm Smoothie AK and I'm back with another bit of an amateur cast here. We're on Border today to watch Chaos versus NIP from the Allied HyperX Minor 2019. I believe the VOD's at like 100 something views, so if you've seen this before, I'm thoroughly impressed. Salute to you. The bands were actually up there for a second. I didn't catch them. I believe Valkyrie is one of them, a couple others. Echo on the board, though, I will note. So, Psycho will be on the Echo for NIP. Ninjas in Pyjamas to start the day off. As we look on to Border here for these first matches of the group stage, or one of them at least. I'm kind of interested in what NIP has to offer. I watched him a little bit on Border earlier. I watched some of their secret games in the same minor, so it's looking pretty similar in their team composition. Julio on the Legion, though, something to note, they changed it up a little bit, because he's usually on the Valkyrie, I believe, for NIP. As for Chaos, they're going to come on down here and look into the early round here on attack. I believe this is yes, this is pre-Shate Chaos, so Crypt's still a noted part of the team. To start this off, I apologize for the quality at any point. Sometimes the HyperX quality will go down. It's not my internet or anything, it's just that the HyperX VOD won't cooperate, and then it'll come back for a second and then go away again. So I apologize for that in advance. Renewal's going to start the round off, though, with an entry into customs, tracing Julia's head through the wall, which is pretty funny, actually, and he's actually going to open up the long angle into workshop, and he'll find Julia pretty quickly there, but the observer switches away just as we miss the gunfight. Julia himself can be rotating around the bomb site. This is actually a Vents defense to start off. I didn't notice that. I assumed armory lockers would be the play. Only one anchor, though, for NIP, as Julio remains inside of the site for the Latin American team. Minute and 50 left in the round. Already some big control in this long angle for Renewals. As he peeks in and almost finds the head of Kamikaze, just missing his shots there as Renewals manages to escape away. Or rather, Kamikaze manages to escape away with his life, but Crips will not run away with his, as he is the first pick, going down to Pino on the Jaeger in CCTV. The Ash removed from play early on. And now Psycho to add on to this, as secretly goes down as well. So a two-man advantage very early for NIP, as their aggression upstairs has paid off. A minute 20 left in the round, and not much control for the side of Chaos. The bathroom wall, I believe, being opened there by the thermite charge of Vitaline, while Red Groove and Renewals try to take control of customs elsewhere as they're holding on to their own flanks. There is a player bottom metal for NIP, but I'm not sure if Chaos knows this. And he might actually be in that small office from the CC drop there. That might be one of the other players from NIP. I believe that might be the Muzi from his drop from CC. And I don't know if Chaos knows that this man is here. They're pre-firing like they do, though. As shots come through. Kamikaze, or Pino rather, takes some damage and eventually escapes, just sprints down the metal hallway. No actually consequences at all until he meets the gun of Vitaline deep inside a bathroom. And you can see that bath wall opened by Vitaline himself. Trying to peek into the site. 25 seconds remaining, and Chaos really hasn't made much progression. They've gotten a pick back, but these smokes of Kamikaze are becoming ever more powerful as the round goes on. Psycho on a flank through Tellers will get one, possibly two, but he is traded out by Red Groove as Renewals walks into the site over the Legion Mines. Another one goes down, two go down here, as Red Groove is the last remaining member of Chaos. Pistol in hand, 6 seconds on the clock, looks to peek in, removes the down Julio, looks for Kamikaze, can't find him, and the round will end on time as Kamikaze runs away and clutches it out for NIP. Pretty hectic execute at the end. Pretty surprising that Chaos could bring back 3v5. It was so early on for them. But they almost did, actually, with quite a few frags. Quite a few opportunities there pretty early on. Something I would like out of Chaos possibly in the future here. They were pretty slow in this attack, and actually relatively low on trades there. Muzi just being given picks by Crips up there inside of the CCTV room. So maybe a bit more conservative play from the side of Chaos, and better trades will save them at the end of the day. Overall, though, pretty similar lineup. The Echo and the Maestro are going to come out for NIP. Really not much out of the ordinary in this meta. I believe Meister still is the ACOG because it's 2019, so Meister ACOG still a thing. So Pino being the ACOG, Psycho being the ACOG, pretty solid lineup there for NIP. Muzi back on that Jaeger that he played so well early on last round. As for Chaos, they're going to 6-pick into the IQ, I believe, secretly. Or maybe not 6-picking it, I'm not sure. Just picking into the IQ, period. Looking to take out those Echo drones from play as the direct counter to Echo himself. Psycho will have to be wary of the IQ's positioning on the map. He secretly spawns East Vehicle, and he will be running into the map from there. The rest of Chaos shaping up for this armory attack probably pretty early on. Watch him drone into the east stairs in the CCTV room. And actually looks like an offices take here for Chaos. So they're not really, they're actually going to vary it up a little bit. The offices side is going to be their push in. Some free fires coming through. A C4 wasted, but not quite wasted as Vitalin goes down. The Thermite, very important pick for, I believe, is Julio throwing the C4 over. He will take out the Thermite. All the hard breach capability from Chaos is off the board very early in the round. 2 minutes remaining. And the hard breacher already dead for Digital Chaos here. 2 minutes left as Julio sits inside of this offices area here. Chaos hasn't really made an attempt to remove him yet. He peeks down into Tellers looking for Secretly, who we can see droning. Attempting to look up through the hatch there. As Red Group will sustain some stuns from the Yokai and eventually take out one Yokai as he recovers the diffuser from the stairs. And Secretly still remains below here, crouch walking around, looking for anything he can possibly find through the hatches. And Pino is just on the other side of that wall in the armory lockers area, as Secretly looks to crouch walk his way up these metal stairs. A minute 20 left in the round. He'll go onto the IQ scanner and look for any kind of intel work being done by his opponents onto him. Muzi and Psycho still remain in CCTV. The grenade comes in from Renewals, will not connect with anything at all. And overall, this doesn't appear to be too fruitful of a push. A big one tap from Crips onto Pino. He's going to miss shots on the Echo and eventually get traded by Muzi. A bit of an embarrassing moment there for Crips as he whiffs a lot of shots and Secretly will pay the price for Crips' miss here as Muzi trades not one but two out. Renewals, though, back onto Kamikaze. He's inside of Archives now. Muzi will run out from the CC door, back into Armory. Red Groove trying to hold him back in that corner. Muzi and Julio, the two remaining ninjas in pajamas here, as Renewals remains inside of Archives and Red Groove inside of Armory. Muzi looks to peek out from the CC box while Red Groove sits in sandwich looking for the plant. 29 seconds on the clock as Renewals looks to peek out. Red Groove will fake the plant, trying to bait in any of these defenders into the sights of Renewals, the cover man. 4 seconds remaining on the plant. 3 now as Julio and Muzi get ever more antsy about this site control. The pre-fires come through. The trade from Renewals. Now 1v2 for Red Group. The pre-fires coming out again for Julio. He'll miss his shots. Back in Toby corner is Red Group. He'll pre-fire. Looks for anything he can find. Muzi and Julio going to take this together. Look for the trades. Red Group peeks out. Takes a head off a 1. Muzi down to the 1v1. Julio versus Red Group here for the round, and Red Group will win it out. A big 1v2 from the Chaos member as he drops almost all ninjas in pajamas there, the remaining members, and manages to clutch out even through the faults of his cover man. Renewals, big 1v2 for Chaos, and a big round for them to take pretty early on. It appeared as though they didn't really have the control pretty early. They actually lost their hard breacher very, very early, about a minute into the round. Vitalin goes down, but they bring it back. Just pure fragging power from Chaos. Psycho kind of giving it away a little bit there on his Echo drone in front of Crips. Crips actually missing almost half a magazine on the Echo on drone, but he manages to get it down eventually. Gets a double, picks it up. Muzi with a double to respond, but in the end, the trades come in and Red Group manages to clutch it out for Chaos. You don't want to depend on that every round, though. Definitely not. But pretty impressive for Chaos to get that 2v2 into the site control. other than this, pretty typical border match so far. Actually, pretty hype at the end there. I was pretty excited about that. Typical Army Lockers hold again here for NIP. They only really lost last time on some given away kills, some gifted kills, if you will, to Chaos. Especially with the super important early pick that Julio got in that C4 over the wall from offices to east stairs. We'll see what Chaos has in store for us again. I would anticipate another offices take. It would have worked out for them if Vido had not been absolutely exploded about a minute into the round. Hopefully a little bit less aggression from him this time on these stairs. And a little bit more from somebody like Red Groove or Crips. As they look towards CC. Red Groove will pick up these stairs. Cam almost one-taps his teammate through the barricade. A little bit of concern there, but not too much. As we see the Echo and Maestro out again for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They value that intel over anything. They're going to go for it here. Julio looking to ban a trick. He's going to throw the same C4 to these stairs, but he won't net a kill again as Chaos are somewhat up to his tricks. Vido faking out with these charges, and Julio will almost catch secretly below the IQ sitting in tellers. He's called out that Julio's still near the wall, but it appears as though Vitalin very conservative about where he places his thermite. Julio not actually actively tricking. If Vido were to place it right now and open the wall, he would actually get it for free. But he continues to trick on this wall. Vitalin apparently not having enough intel to know that he can just place his thermite and go, and he will eventually. A minute and 30 on the clock when he does so. Wall is open as Julio will play Suicide, and out of Fountain, Kamikaze goes, but into the grave, Crips goes on the opposite side as he will drop in CC to the ACOG of Psycho. Julio here still playing near offices. He's actually going to peek the breach a little bit there. A little bit of aggression from Julio, that patented Vlad-Am play. And Kamikaze will hop back into Fountain to support his teammate. A minute and 10 on the clock. Offices control still in the hands of Ninjas in Pyjamas along with the man advantage. So a minute going to sit on the clock as they look for any kind of frag. They get and peek up from Psycho. I was going to say secretly dangerously close to one of his enemies, and he will pay the price. 55 seconds, 2-man advantage for NIP. It's looking like their round. They would have to throw pretty catastrophically here for the positions that they are in as the wall bangs look to come through, but the plant going to go down from Vitalin, and it doesn't look like there's anybody to stop this. 2 seconds left on the plant. The smokes miss, and Vitalin will get the plant. However, Psycho will get one onto Red Groove, Pino onto Renewals, and Vitalin is now in a 1v5 with one of the worst guns in the game, the Thermite AR. Not a favorite of many. Secretly will get Julio on the jump out, but the counter defuse will probably come in pretty soon. Vital will catch one onto Kamikaze. So 1v3 as he hangs out on Repel. Probably almost unclutchable here as the jump out eventually comes in from Psycho below. Not too surprising as Vitalin left there in a big man disadvantage even with the diffuser down. And then clutch will come through for NIP. Their trades throughout the round and their one gunfights pay off. And they'll take the round off of Chaos. Apologies for any kind of dead air there. Usually, in the future, I'll probably have a co-caster, but as of right now, it's a solo job, so forgive me because I have to drink some water at some point, so I don't sound like I'm dying on cast. Psycho actually looking for a 6-pick. I believe it's Vent Workshop again. NIP successful at this site last time. Pretty successful until the end. They actually lost a lot of bodies just off aggressive peaks. Psycho gonna 6-pick the Echo into the Echo, the old Mega Brain play. I believe Echo, no Maestro this time. It's Pino flex onto the Jaeger and Muzi onto the Bandit. So maybe trying to bait like they're going below. Or no, Pino, I believe actually Muzi plays near this armored wall and Bandit tricks it. So to keep that control, that's what I think they do. At the least. We're going to see about the same set from Chaos. They haven't really changed up too much. Really no crazy dynamics for them. We see a pretty typical Vents defense going in, mostly vertical reinforcements, so you're going to want to keep hold of this top floor. You're going to want to just hold on to the second floor itself while retaining some first floor anchors. I believe NIP typically runs a one-man anchor on site. It's typically Julio and the Legion if he has it up to him. So we'll see if they run that again. Crip's actually in the bathroom very fast here. He's going to open up this bath wall pretty soon. He has the Ash Charge out and ready. We'll see what he does with it. Crip's is already into this bathroom, so very early control for him. NIP appears to have some kind of semblance of how quick this control is, and they're actually going to have two players on site here, Muzi and Kamikaze, to look to counter this. Muzi looks to peek in a long angle. Kamikaze walks out into that main area. Julia is going to take some damage elsewhere on the map that we don't see. And now the retake might come in here. Muzi peeking pretty aggressively towards Customs. They're really not messing around. Kamikaze sitting on these metal stairs peeking through the holes that Renewals has shot in the wall. Very aggressive from NIP, and they're going to look for any kind of pick they can get afforded by this play from Chaos. Pino inside of the CCTV room, so nothing out of the ordinary in the round for him. Muzi will get one onto Crips to open the round up as the Ashen bathroom will fall. Psycho here sits at the bottom of East, and the secretly will not drone well enough to figure out Psycho's position. Vito will trade back onto Julio, however, as Renewals is downed elsewhere. Not sure where from, possibly the run out of Julio from the main door. And eventually the smoke will kill Renewals through the walls. He crawls into a rather unfortunate position and ends up with a slight little, I guess, a little dash of smoke damage that will kill him, as Kamikaze had smoked out the main door area. Free Fire's coming in, and Kamikaze will fall in a trade to Red Groove. An interesting moment there for the smoke mechanics of the game, as Vito and Red Groove are all the remains of Chaos in a 2v3. They sit inside of Customs, with that being their only map control. Vito will look towards the lobby where Psycho sits. Not sure if he knows this. Probably called out by Secretly earlier in the round. So probably has a pretty good idea of what's rolling over there. The crouch walk of Red Groove will probably face Pino very soon. And Pino actually misses the shots, attempts to run away. Red Groove will actually take this armory control as Pino sprints into what I believe is CCTV. And now vertical control retained and attained for Chaos. Only 30 seconds on the clock to do something with it, as they have the hatches above the site itself. But Pino peeking out of CC will hit Vito once with that Jaeger AR, and then a crossfire again onto Vito from Psycho, who appears to have retaken Customs or jailed. The Bandit of Muzi on site will flick onto Vito and drop him for the better of it, and the pistol from Muzi will end the round onto Red Groove. So no clutch for Red Groove yet again here in the Thatcher, and Muzi will end out the round for NIP. Pretty handed advantage so far for NIP. They appear to have taken it hand over fist pretty well here over Chaos. The only round for Chaos, a clutch by Red Groove, the 1v2. Pretty big one for them. Custom's going to be the third site for Ninjas in Pyjamas, as they look on to the complete a rotation here from Armory to Vents to Customs now. So this will be their third site. Pretty similar lineup, just flexing some of the different players to different places, such as Muzi onto the dock and Julio onto that Bandit. Pretty similar lineup from Chaos as well. Actually, not similar at all. My bad. As Renewals and Secretly will flex onto different operators. The Twitch coming out, so got some more fragging power, just looking for that. Excuse me there. Some more fragging power from Renewals, and then Secretly himself. Onto the flank watch operator of Nomad, as I almost die live on cast. Apparently my vocal cord's not cooperating. Secretly going on the Nomad. I'm guessing that this is a bit of a change for Chaos, just because of what they've seen from NIP. NIP the whole last round basically just sprinting outside. Is that the dock on top of the CC Horseshoe peeking out in this spawn? He'll hit Renewals once, I think. It's Muzi up there in the CC Horseshoe, actually tapping away at Renewals. Almost getting a frag off the rip. And you can see it right there, in this case, why they would bring the Nomad and the Twitch for that fragging and that flank watch power. Because, quite honestly, the pure aggression from NIP is just unadulterated. And the Twitch now sits out, or rather the Nomad sits out and peeks onto Muzi, and will get a free pick as he overpeaks onto Secretly. So Secretly will open the round up for Chaos, and they'll make themselves relatively known early on here with a quick frag. Vitalin will open up the jail wall and the passport wall into customs. So the crossfire is established for Chaos, and the peeks from Julio, he won't quite catch the head of Vitalin or fire through. So we see Pino in the armory attempting to hold the CC cross for a now deceased Muzi. So not quite what it used to be. Kamikaze awaits in this ventilation room before he attempts to peek out. Punch hole from Psycho onto this default plant in Passport as he watches over the breach from elsewhere. Overall for Chaos, just some droning in. Crips here, pretty ineffectual on the entry so far. We'll see what he can find those. He peeks down into the site with this customs hat control. Very good control for Crips, and he may run into an enemy eventually. I believe that's Psycho on the Echo over there in that back corner. And if he just peeks out a little bit more, he'll gift Crips with a pretty free pick. However, now I believe it's Julia on the Bandit instead, as Vito looks to walk into Passport and plant, and now Psycho will get 2 through his punch hole there. And then he'll tell you that being a rat doesn't have any benefits, but Psycho will say otherwise as he gets both the diffuser down and Red Groove on the floor inside a Passport check, as he still remains in this main lobby. A bit of a boon to this attack, and now he'll peek in for a third. He'll actually down what I believe is Renewals in that Passport check, and Secretly he'll go down elsewhere. So now, Renewals down, Crips in a 1v4. This round is turned around for NIP after the big plays of Psycho. He will eventually get dropped, but now close on the wall, waiting for the revive, is the Bandit of Julio. The revive will come through, however. Renewals on 20 HP, Crips on full, 20 seconds on the clock. And Julio in close on the wall. He'll peek out, miss some shots onto the Ash, but he will push through the breach. Free pick onto Renewals. And now Crips has to watch his own flank. He's in the site, looking for more. Gets one into Kamikaze, but Pino will trade him out as the air jab shoots him back. NIP with round 5. A customs defense, a big win. Mostly on the back of Psycho there with almost a triple kill in the round. Definitely a big double onto those Chaos members inside of Passport. And it'll be 4-1 for NIP through 5 rounds. We'll have a look at yet another, and they're going to go back to Armory Locker's archives. So the full rotation completed by NIP 3 rounds in a row for them as they look back to Armory Lockers. The only site that Chaos has managed to win so far, so maybe a bit of promise for them as they go back to what is currently NIP's weakest site, as they're 1 for 2 on it. We'll look at what NIP has set up for them. Pretty similar op lineup. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as they say. Overall, pretty similar lineup from Chaos. Renewals back on this Twitch, so some more gunning. Secretly back on the IQ to counter the Echo of Psycho. But it appears that the countering of Psycho's Echo is mostly in shooting him in the head, as he will just incessantly peek on that operator to almost no end. You saw it last round, almost a triple for him on that MP5 SD, a very strong weapon. Psycho gonna put his drone up in the corner. Crips may have seen that actually on his drone. He may call that out Secretly, and they may get an early pick on one of those yokais. So from that break room drone off of Crips, as Renewals looks in on the IQ scanner for any electronics that they may have sitting around upstairs. As Secretly enters in. There's that year 1 Pro League player charm. Pretty rare one. If you just say yourself. As Julio looks for the same C4 to East Stairs, I imagine he'll chuck it pretty early on. As he awaits Secretly below. The Echo drone as well, the yokai right below that trip wall in Tellers to call out for Julio when the pressure comes in from below. Kamikaze sitting on it, probably in Fountain on cameras. As Crips looks to walk into CCTV if he can. Vitalin, hopefully more productive with the Thermite charge this time. No unnecessary tricking, and there you go. Almost 30 seconds saved on this Thermite charge on the opposite wall. They'll open it up. Julio throws out the C4. It misses completely. No damage done. Chaos will continue unscathed in the round. as we look into this 6th round, final round of attack on the half for Chaos. And now Red Groove and Vito look to take into offices, going to open up this radio window and look for any picks given to them by the aggressive defenders of Pyjamas. Julio takes some damage from Red Groove on the east stairs as he tries to play in suicide. But a minute 30 remains on the clock. Still full offices control for NIP, so nothing to be concerned about. I believe they still have CCTV as well. Flash is coming in, trying to clear out Julio. He won't be blinded. He'll still peek out and look for anything he can find. A minute 20 on the clock, and still no control from the side of Chaos, as they don't have any grenades or anything to really get him out of offices. Julio's on 1 HP, but he still remains. A minute left in the round, and Julio is still alive in offices. Incredibly important here, but Secretly will take out 1 and 2 onto Julio. Big double for Secretly as he opens up the round for Chaos. 55 seconds on the clock, and he'll continue to open the round up as he drops Muzi. Muzi falling there will create a bit of a situation for Chaos themselves here. 5v2. Secretly with a 4th. He's now on for the 8th, as it is a 4K for Secretly. They know Pino's in the back of Armory. I would anticipate the peak comes in eventually. He'll be lit up and shot even more by Vitalin, as Vito looks to steal the ace, and he will succeed. Actually, Renewals will, as the ace is yoinked from Secretly. Apologies for the voice crack. I hope you realize that I'm now still apparently a almost 20-year-old that is still 13, secretly deep inside, as Secretly took over the last round, really hitting his shots there in the IQ. A 4K for him, very impressive. Opened the round up for Chaos with 3 big picks. No trades coming in for NIP, and they'll remain up 4-2 after their defense half. Double hard breach going to come out for NIP as well, as they run both the Habana and the Thermite for this against this top 4 defense of Chaos. Not much really changing for Chaos on this defense half. They don't really have a varied lineup from what NIP was running. Seems pretty much up the meta. Both the Echo and the Maestro out from Renewals and Red Groove. Red Groove noted for proficiency on that operator. They'll willingly keep it up. Psycho onto the Habana, though, was a bit of a change for the attack as he looks onto the hard breach operator. There's Pino's onto the buck for them. I don't believe we saw the buck from Chaos, which is a little weird. It's usually pretty much a mainstay on border, especially when he still had grenades. So if it's streamed, I apologize for the quality, it just drops at random times. It's not my internet, it's just the Allied recording. Or maybe it is my internet, the world may never know. As Crip sits inside of offices with a hole to peek through into the CC door. He won't look for anything early on. 2 minutes and 20. I believe we heard some X-Kairos being fired, but not going off, as Secretly remains at the top of metal with the SMG-11 red dot. Maybe not one of the prettier sights in the game, but if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. Now, Vito's actually just going to jump out. He'll hop right out of there, and Muzi will trade him. He'll just vault straight out of the CC window. Nobody on NIP apparently expecting it, and he'll actually get a pretty big pick on the Psycho. One of the 2 hard breachers on NIP. I suppose that's why they take 2, though, is if one dies, you still have the other, as Kamikaze remains up on the Thermite. Muzi now has entered into CC. Vito kind of giving up that CC control through his own death. Red Groove will play in Sandwich and Secretly in the small box. A minute 20 on the round, not much control for NIP, and it'll get even worse as Renewals retake CC from Muzi, taking his head off in the process. Minute and 10 remains. CC control still in the hands of Chaos. As Renewals plays in the break room, he'll actually just vault out and say, forget it. I'll shoot some drones and run. He'll be droned out again as he plays in this 90 corner with his Maestro cam. Julio look to retake into CC and try and catch anybody peeking through. 50 seconds remaining for NIP to execute. They've got a hole in the wall, maybe. A hole in the CC wall, that's for sure. But not sure about the armory wall. And Julio will actually just die to Renewals. So the Maestro takes the head off of the Thatcher. And he might find another here as Kamikaze gets pre-fired down to 1 HP from the 81 bullet. Alda, 1 health on Kamikaze, full health on Pino. But I don't think it'll be enough to win the round for NIP. Pino will die. Kamikaze's on 1 health. He's echo stunned twice in a row. Pre-fires through. Crips will shoot him, put him out of his misery. I mean, at this stage, just end it. As we see the improvised Chaos Charm, the little snake on his MP7 there. And Chaos will take the round. They'll make it 4-3, close in a little bit on the gap. As NIP looks for a different execute this time on Defense Workshop. Not too strong on Armory. They really had some trouble with those CC players. Big pick early by Vito onto Psycho. And it appeared the round just kind of stalled from there for NIP. They really didn't get any drones and they didn't get any bodies in. And Muzi probably the only one really entering, and he ended up losing a gunfight to the Alda of Renewals, as did most of the rest of NIP throughout the round. Psycho might 6-pick off of this Hibana here as he still sits. Twitch, Jackal. All right, so Jackal for Psycho, as they're going to try and track down these roamers without drones and try and keep it together. A bit of a variance from Chaos as well, as secretly we'll take the mute to try and deny some drones. Vito onto the castle for the bathroom hold. Other than that, pretty solid lineup that Chaos has taken before. Four-3 is a score as NIP looks to play into Chaos on border. Chaos here taking 2 rounds in a row here. Their last attack and then their first defense. We'll see how they do on one of the off-sites though, as we go to Vents, the second best site on the map, almost consensus among pros. And the Jackal of Psycho that was 6-picked onto from the Hibana will look to come out. And Pino will open up into customs early on. So NIP looking to take some of the same early control that Chaos was taking for this Vents execute. We see Renewals just sitting above. Look at that Valentine's Day skin, the lovely pink on the Bailiff. Julio will sit on the main door flank hold. He will attempt to hold off any rotates through that main hallway from NIP, or rather from Chaos. Crips remaining in Armory. He's going to be the hold in there. I believe with Renewals, I think, was towards Archives. The Maestro upstairs as well. Vito flicks through the cams and looks for what he can find. Nothing much doing early on here. So NIP just kind of sets up in drones. They're going to re-drone the same spot of where Crips was. Pino actually down here with a grenade. He may catch a guy by Cerber here. I believe that's Red Groove, and he will just get blown sky high by Pino's grenade there. A very skilled use of utility. I believe that was the Bandit of Crips actually just dropped out of Armory to replace Red Groove on the site from where he was picked off by Pino's grenade. NIP still stalling a little bit, but a minute 30 in the round. They're going to keep droning and keep trying to retain some control. As Muzi looks into CCTV, the drones will come through. Psycho will add on to the count as Crips goes down. He'll wallbang through, and he'll actually light up Vito as well. Onto about 20 HP. There's the Chaos Castle, not doing as well as he would like to be. He'll sprint forward. The only remaining anchor on site for Chaos, and he's not doing too well. They're about 20 HP on him. Renewals will play the half wall as they attempt to breach through his wall, but he will have none of it there. The wall going to get opened up, so Renewals will be forced into a bit of a tough situation here. Very many angles to watch, very little eyes to put on them as he looks to peek through. He'll look down through a hole into the main hallway to try and remove anybody making plays like that. Renewals still remains in this half wall, trying to get him out as secretly attempts to help him, but actually ends up just lighting himself up down to about 20 HP, missing all of his shots onto the defenders of, or the attackers of NIP, and Psycho will get 2 more to add on to his triple kill for the round. It's an absolute slaughter. Vitalin's on 1 HP with the UMP, the worst gun in the game. The plan will start to go down. He'll die. Kamikaze will be dropped with the diffuser, so it's clutchable for Vito, but now he is Jackal tracked with 13 on the clock. The diffuser's been recovered, and Psycho ends the 4K there as they take him off the Habano onto the Jackal, and it appears to be a good change as he mows down most of Chaos in the round, doing almost all the damage there for his squad, and Psycho will carry NIP to a 5-3 lead. Gonna run it back against events again for Chaos. They're not interested in changing. They do have the Doc and the Rook this time, though, the ACOG brothers, so I'd anticipate the Rook gets 6'd here, but no, they might stick the Rook. It looks like they're just gonna stick the Rook. So Chaos, they'll stick the Rook. Psycho 6-pick from Glass to Twitch, and Chaos just looking for some pure frag power there as they switch Crips onto the Legion as well off of the Bandit. So not as much emphasis on utility this time from Chaos. Secretly, will get off the Mute. Renewals will get off of the Maestro, and they're just going to say, forget it, we're going to peek them. And that appears to be the choice here. They might run both of these ACOGs in CCTV and try and really put a thorn in NIP's side, as we saw how weak they could be against the CC hold and how difficult it was for them to clear it out. So maybe, just maybe, looking to waste some time with these big fragging ACOG brothers early on in the round. Pretty hard vertical hold. Maybe the red groove of the Smoker red groove in the Fountain to hold even more for them. These big crossfires being opened up. So Chaos, a lot more aggression in this round, I would anticipate, and we're probably going to see a little bit more of some early frags or attempts at early peaks for Chaos to gain that main advantage and retain it, as they said, okay, we had too few guns against NIP last round, and this round it's going to have to be all hands on deck fragging. An early run out from Secretly will net about 70 damage on Julio here, as he remains on 30 health, just sitting below. Probably about 1 shot from most guns in the defense, as the runouts will be held from Muzi here. He's incredibly paranoid about these east stairs and the CC door, as he is just absolutely terrified, as Chaos has just put the fear of God into NIP pretty early on here, as they Renewals tap out one of the drones on the old Rook there as they sit 2 in CC. Crips will remain in Armory where Renewals played last round, and these guys are just unrelenting here as they have the customs hatch open as well to prevent any really crazy control from NIP onto the long angles onto the event site. And overall, just almost unrepentant aggression has really hurt NIP early, but they'll get a pretty good pick actually as Red Groove goes down. That's the smoke, and now another peek, an ill-gotten peek from the legs of the Doc, but the legs will shoot Psycho directly in the face here as he dies to what appears to be a pair of feet shooting him down. Muzi will get 1, but he's quickly traded out by Secretly. The Armory hold will fall, and Secretly is the only one remaining upstairs for Chaos as NIP looks to execute towards the site. Vitalin remains alive. Renewals as well. Not sure where he went. He might still be in CC as well, actually. I didn't notice that Renewals was still living. And it looks to appear so as Kamikaze Crouch walks in the blue hallway. Pino looks at the same grenade as last round, but won't get the same profit from it as he did before. Chaos expects it now. Vito is the sole anchor. One of the castle barricades down. That might have been where the grenade went for Pino. But Renewals still retains Armory control and Secretly in CC. So probably a bit of trouble for NIP to actually get into the site here. They have to know that this floor is open, as Pino probably adequately droned it, I would assume, but he has meleeed the barbed wire. He's probably going to look to push through, and he will. He'll get lit up as he walks through, but he'll actually might get towards or into the site, as he will be lit up yet again and tapped out from Secretly in CC on that ACOG of Doc from the customs hatch. Just gets the feet of Pino and a free pick for him. He's going to peek out again here. 3 already for on the round for Secretly, as he may get a 4th, as Julio not really facing the right way over there. But on the other hand, Renewals will probably get 1 up, Vito to secure 1, and then Secretly for the other, a 4K for Secretly on the round. And they'll bring this game close again. Really just round after round of trades here. The Vents will work for the second time on for Chaos, and they'll get to go back to their preferred site of Armory Locker's Archives. The Kite will come out. Bit of a new addition there. As they look to win this site yet again. Psycho will actually go into the Ash this time. Muzi will 6-pick off the IQ onto the Nomad, so looking to get rid of some of that aggression from Chaos, and Chaos will 6-pick the Kite onto the Echo. There's Red Groove, looks to hide that. And Muzi actually 6-picked off the IQ because they didn't see the Echo, so no counters to the IQ on the border, Julia on the Thatcher. And that may be profit for Red Groove late in the rounds. We've seen how effective he can be with the Yokais and the utility of Echo as well as the gun itself. So, not a bad time to be Red Groove without any counters really on the board. Pretty usual armory hold here for Chaos. We'll see if NIP can have some more success in this CC take, as they've kind of suffered in the past couple rounds from this really punishing CC hold of Renewals and Secretly, but we'll see what they do this time. Vito back on this Jaeger. He'll probably play Horseshoe. Maybe Renewals playing in the box there in CC. And that'll be what it is. So we'll hear the G36 rattle off from Psycho, as he prefers that over the R4C here, looking for the ACOG as opposed to running just the hollow. Kamikaze will jump his drone into CC. And we'll get the take underway as Muzi looks to entry yet again on this ARX of Nomad and hold flanks at the same time with his air jabs. Psycho here is below. He'll actually shoot out the barbed wire with an Ash charge on those metal stairs, so maybe for a late round push for him. He's going to open the CC wall as well, one would assume, and he'll use all of his soft breach on that. The Echo drone probably eliminated by that Ash charge, unfortunately, for Red Groove. So he will get one taken out. Pretty early loss of a Yokai, not really what you want to see. As Vito gets some pressure on him from outside, he'll pre-fire off, and Pino from below will try to get Vito out of place as well, as Vito sprints around inside of CC, being absolutely hunted by these players of NIP as Muzi jiggle peeks the door, looks for anything he can find, and eventually Vito will go down to Psycho. All that pressure, vertical, break room, and the outside repels just gets to him and eventually ends in his death, as Psycho gets the opening pick yet again for NIP. A minute and 30 on the clock for them to execute now, as the CC hold appears to be partially taken out. I believe Renewals still languishes on the 90 corner with this mighty ACOG Maestro, but he will not anymore as he sprints back into Archives and looks to play in there for the rest of the round. A minute 20 left for the side of NIP to really push into this site. They've gotten their pick, and they've certainly made it easier on themselves, especially with CC clear. I believe that was the sound of the wall opening in the distance, as Renewals will drive his, or rather Red Groove will drive his Yokai drone back towards the armory site itself. Pino going to be looking up through the floors. He's opened up half wall. Going to actually be grenading. He might get the player in Africa here. As a grenade falls through, it will damage Red Groove, but not kill him. Another grenade going to come in for Pino. As Crips gets one in the Psycho, Red Groove will fall in return, though, as Pino's grenades are successful onto the player positioned in Africa, deep inside of Armory. Now, Crips, Secretly, and Renewals are all that remains. He's going to glitch a smoke through the wall when the default plank comes in. One would assume. 30 seconds left on the clock, and Pino will actually hit Renewals here, playing close on this Armory, or this Archives window, and he'll actually pin Renewals in the back corner. Pino still pre-fires through. Gets Secretly now. Crips will fall to Julio and Pino at 2, as Renewals will fall to get NIP on the match point. Pino incredibly effective that round with the 3K basically given to him by Chaos here, as he came into this late round pinch and really put the punishment on him from these open Armory angles to Archives window. And NIP will move on to match point on attack. And Customs will actually be the pick of Chaos here to defend themselves on match point. 6-4 is the advantage for NIP, as Chaos will need 2 rounds to come back. Vito will be on the pulse. Red Groove onto this Maestro, so bit of a variance here, as Psycho looks for a second hard breacher yet again. I don't know if they're anticipating Customs just because of how it looks on the cover here. As Vito actually 6-pick onto the castle, so he'll try and hide it. Ash will actually be 6-picked by Psycho, so a bit of a double counter 6-pick here, as unfortunately Chaos will come out a bit on the short end of that, as Psycho will have that soft breach capability to get through those castle barricades and chew into the site itself with the G36C in his very capable hands. Overall, going to be pretty usual custom defense. I assume the CC hold will be pretty hardcore from Chaos. NIP hasn't proven that they can clear that, so we'll see if Chaos is as effective as before with this CC hold. They're actually going to reinforce. Actually going to hold a little bit into offs as well here. So big investment from Chaos. They're definitely not messing around with this upstairs and vertical play on border today, as Vito will actually castle off offices. So interesting difference here. They castle off the radio window, reinforced into CC, and a pretty opened up and somewhat variable top floor hold here. So Chaos has plenty of options for where they want to play. Probably looking to waste as much time as they can off of NIP. And NIP, we have seen, waste quite a lot of time sort of dawdling on these drones early in the round. We'll see if they can get through and chew through this whole setup from Chaos, as Vito will watch his wall get most likely opened as the thermite charge goes down from Kamikaze. He hasn't detonated it yet. I believe it's a mute jammer in the way, and there it goes. Yep, wall will open up as Vito is forced back into customs, the sole anchor for Chaos here against the opponents of NIP, these attackers. Muzi thinks he's holding a man in the break room corner, and he would be correct to think that, as he will open the round up onto Renewals. Renewals will go down, but secretly runs out from East Stairs to mow Muzi down, as pretty ironic there that the Nomad gets run out on. Pre-fires through from secretly in the impact hole towards Passport, and he has a player trapped in there, but he will lose the fight to Pino. Pino will drop him from Passport, and now the man advantage back in the hands of NIP here as they continue in this round. The peaks coming out from Vito. He's actually playing very aggressive on this beach, or this breach rather, looking to get any picks he can get back, but Kamikaze will peek in through the breach and end the life of Vito. It's a 4v2, and rather a 3v2 as Crips trades onto Psycho, playing in the Customs Pentagon there. And now, a minute and 29 on the clock, and it's already a 3v2 in this round, as NIP completely contradicts what I said with their dawdling, and they'll actually just go in and get some frags, as Crips remains above on about 20 HP, Pino likewise on the side of NIP. As he remains in tellers, pings come out for Pino. He's going to open up this wall and possibly get a very free pick onto the Maestro of Red Groove, who still remains in server room. Pino still remains in bathroom himself. He'll buck open the wall, takes the ire of Red Groove. Red Groove will pre-fire through, miss all of his shots. Pino will remain alive. They put a lot of pressure on this Maestro, who sprints around, not facing the right way, but he will now, but he'll get pre-fired down by Julia. It's a 3v1. Crips is on 20 health, and it's very dire circumstances for the mute of Crips here in the closing seconds of this round. 40 seconds on the clock, and Crips with a lot to do with only 20 HP and an SMG-11 in his hands. Pino, Julio, and Kamikaze remain alive on the side of NIP. Grenades come in, and maybe Kamikaze might look for a plant here in these final 25, as Crips retains control from Customs Hatch. Appears he shoots a drone there, so his position revealed as well. 15 seconds for NIP, and they haven't actually gone for a plant yet, so Crips has a very good chance of winning this round if he can actually kill the planter. 11 to go. Kamikaze in the site now planting. Pino will cover the hatch. The light up Kamikaze through the wall, and now Kamikaze swaps plant positions. There's 4 seconds on the clock. There's pings on the planter, and he will probably get floor bang. No, he won't. Julio is in CC with Crips, and he will end the match 7-4 in favor of NIP as they win this match. Very late plant for NIP. They're really risky in there as those pings are coming out. Crips probably a second more, and he'll drop Pino and Kamikaze for the diffuser, but instead, Julio will save the day with his push up to the CCTV room to end this match and the map and move NIP forward in this Swiss group system. Psycho with the hard carry, as you can see, as Secretly and Crips attempt to bring it back for Chaos, but NIP just too strong today. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you for watching. So kind of you guys to stop by, and have a good one.